Alright, what is going on everybody? So today on the channel, I got iOS 15 for you here today. So we're going to go over all the new features here in iOS 15, and it is a whole lot. So you might want to grab some snacks because we're going to be here a while. Also today, Apple released iPadOS 15, tvOS 15, HomePodOS 15, and watchOS 8. So stay tuned to the channel for those videos to come out over the next few days. Now these videos are really long. They're probably all going to be about 20-ish minutes. So just be patient with me. It's going to take me a little bit to get these all together. But let's go ahead and talk about iOS 15 real quick. Alright, so I just want to show you real quick here. So here's a screenshot that I took. So this update was actually about 2.3 gigabytes on an iPhone 10. So yes, this is an iPhone 10 running iOS 15. Here's what it looked like when it was updating. Now the interesting thing is when I went to software update, and I forgot to take a screenshot of this. I should have took a screenshot. But basically what it had is it said right in this area, I didn't have all this. All it said was your iPhone is up to date with 14.8. If you wanted iOS 15, you had to scroll down a little bit, and at the bottom it said update to iOS 15. So Apple's giving you the option this time around. If you don't want to update to iOS 15, you can still choose to stay on 14 and just keep updating 14 over time. So it is kind of cool now that you have that option. Also, something else kind of interesting here is if we take a look on this Mac Rumors article, you can see these features are not available on the iPhone 10 or older. So if you have an iPhone 10 or an older device, you're going to notice that you're going to be lacking quite a few features. Now, I'll just quickly go over these real quick. So portrait mode in FaceTime, spatial audio in FaceTime, voice isolation in FaceTime, wide spectrum mode in FaceTime, an interactive 3D globe of the Earth in the Maps app, immersive walking directions in the Maps app, more detailed maps in cities like San Francisco and all that, live text, on-device speech processing, the ability to make Siri requests offline, the ability to swipe up or down when taking a quick take video, the ability to add home, hotel, or car keys to the wallet app. Oh man, this is kind of disappointing. On-device keyboard dictation, continuous keyboard dictation, and new animated backgrounds in the weather app. I think that's kind of funny. I can't get my animated backgrounds, but there are a lot of features. So basically every FaceTime feature, you're not going to be able to use that on an older device. Don't really care about the map stuff. Live text, that would have been kind of cool to have. Siri offline would have definitely been cool to have. And you can't even add your home, hotel, or car keys to the wallet app. So it's kind of something to keep in mind. Maybe none of those are important to you whatsoever. Then you'll be totally fine. But if you have an older device, iPhone 10 or earlier, keep in mind these features are not going to be available on your device. So obviously I can't show you those features. So we can just kind of talk about them real quick. So first off, let's talk about FaceTime. So FaceTime got a lot of new things here. So the main thing here, of course, is the Share Play feature. So basically, this allows you to keep your FaceTime conversations going while you watch TV, listen to music, or all that kind of stuff. So you can basically share content with others, like your family, your friends, whoever, through a FaceTime call. So you literally can bring in movies or TV shows or music into the FaceTime call so you can all enjoy it together. SharePlay also allows you to share your screen. So that is a pretty nice feature, so you can literally bring different web pages or apps and everybody in the call will be able to see it. There's also synced playback, so you can literally pause, rewind, or jump to a different scene in a movie or whatever you're watching, just so you can keep everything in sync on your call there. If you choose to listen to music with your friends, you can even have like a queue, so you can each add your own songs and all that, so it's a shared queue. There's also going to be smart volume, so it automatically is going to adjust the volume for you. You can even have the multiple device support, connect through audio, video, text, so literally a ton of new things here in SharePlay. Basically, I think what Apple was trying to do mainly with this is kind of compete with some of the other clients out there like Zoom or Microsoft Teams because of the whole work from home situation. But yeah, I can definitely see how a lot of these new FaceTime features would be pretty useful, but again, I can't use any of them basically. Now again, we can talk about some of those other things that are not available. So the spatial audio, so basically kind of how the AirPods Pro does it, individual voices sound like they're coming from the direction in which each person is positioned on your screen. So it kind of helps your conversations go more natural, and you would know like if somebody's up here on this side, like hey, they're the ones talking, and it's kind of makes it more natural to look up that direction and know. Also the voice isolation mode, I think that's pretty cool. So that's going to use the machine learning to kind of like noise canceling ish, which is just basically what it is. So there's a loud noise in the background, it's going to get rid of that, and it's just going to be your voice. Probably the main thing though, I think, for FaceTime, which is really, really cool, is the ability to have FaceTime links. So literally Zoom, right? Zoom, Microsoft Teams, all those meeting services. So you can now generate a FaceTime link so you can share it. And the cool thing is, even people that don't have an Apple device will be able to join through their browser, of course, but they'll be able to join the FaceTime call. And that also integrates with your calendar. So I know like some people send out calendar invites with the links and stuff in them. So yeah, FaceTime has a lot of new features here, and I can definitely see how a lot of these will be helpful. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to try those out someday. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the Messages app. So Messages also got a ton of new updates. Now I can't show you Messages because, well, you would literally see all my messages. So again, we'll just kind of talk about the features here, right here. So the main thing, of course, is the shared with you feature. So basically, shared with you allows your content sent to you through your messages to automatically appear in the corresponding application. So for example, if somebody sends a link to a website, it will appear in Safari, so you can easily access it. If somebody sends you, a photo, it'll appear in the Photos app or Apple News, Music, Podcasts. So, you get the point there. So it basically allows you to easily access whatever they sent you in the corresponding application. Of course, it wouldn't be a Messages update without some new Memoji features. So a whole lot of new things here to kind of represent people better. Memojis, whatever. Everybody likes the emoji stuff. But some other things about Messages here. So you can now easily save your photos. So you can quickly save the photos that were sent to you by tapping a new Save button right in the message conversation. So instead of having to tap the photo and then the little share icon and save image, you'll literally just be able to hit a button right next to it. So that definitely is going to simplify that process. Also, if you use dual SIMs on your iPhone, you can now switch between your phone numbers in the middle of a conversation. So that's kind of interesting. And there are new notification options for Messages in India and China. And there's also SMS filtering that is now available in Brazil. So a couple of cool things there. Now, the next thing here is Focus. So Focus is a whole new section here in your settings application. And basically what this allows you to do is kind of set different periods throughout the day where you only want to focus on that one time. So pretty common things, of course, is going to be your personal stuff and your work stuff. So if you go to work during the day, right, you don't want any personal text messages or applications like Instagram and stuff cluttering up your notifications. You just want stuff that pertains to work to pop up on your notifications and allow you to use those. So basically, you can filter out notifications based on what you're doing. And your device is going to suggest different things for you to kind of pick. So it learns your habits and maybe it'll be able to suggest what you want. You can also create a completely custom one here. So like they have a few more different ones here like driving, fitness, etc. But you can literally do custom and make your own period if you would like to. You can also choose to dedicate a page on your home screen to a specific thing. So basically you can organize apps and widgets and all that to only have the ones that you need during that time period. you allow the notifications that you want to come in, and you even can let other people know that you're in a certain focus status. So if somebody texts you from your personal, for example, and you're in your work focus, it'll actually tell them, hey, you're in your work focus, that's why you're not replying right now. But there are ways to do an urgent message, so if somebody needs to get through to you right away, they can still do that as well. And Apple's also opened up the API for Focus, so that way other developers can make their own apps to work with this. And then also the final thing is you can share your focuses across all your devices. So whatever you set up here on your phone, for example, it'll actually work on your iPad as well. So all your things will appear over there, and if you turn one on one device, it'll automatically turn on the other one as well. Now, I haven't really played around with this too much. I'm not sure if I'm really going to use it because I don't have, too many distractions, I would say. But if you're the kind of person that might get distracted by other things, or you just want to focus on one thing, one time period, then this is going to be a pretty cool, handy little feature for you. And also, I've already noticed that in the control center, it is available right here. So used to, you have screen mirroring, which is now a smaller icon right here. But if you tap on your focus, you can see that you can quickly toggle it on and off. So you don't have to go into the settings app. And also, you can literally create them right here as well. But yeah, focus is an all new thing here. I think it's going to be pretty handy for a lot of people. The next thing here has to do with your notifications. So notifications have gotten a complete redesign. They look completely different. They're a lot less intrusive when they pop up at the top of your screen. And there's also a few other things here to talk about as well. So here's an example of what my notification center currently looks like. So by the way, shout out to whoever this is, YouTube Studio app. But anyways, here's what they kind of look like now. So they're much more rounded on the edges, and they're much smaller as well. They still stack, of course, so you tap on them and they pop up like that. You can clear them still and all that. But if we go back into our settings app here, we can see that we have a few new things right here. So first off, we have summary. So you can now have a collection of notifications. So instead of just filling up your entire screen like you just saw on mine, basically you can deliver them in kind of like a bundle. So all sorts of notifications in one big bundle, either in the morning or the evening. We all know you wake up in the morning and you just have a ton of notifications, right? So the summary is going to intelligently order them with the priorities, so your most relevant things, the things you use the most, so you can quickly catch up on the more important things compared to maybe some stuff like some Instagram notifications or something like that. So if you go into here and you turn on the scheduled summary, you can set it up here so you can bundle your non-urgent notifications and receive them in a summary at convenient times. So again, like I said, a lot of notifications are just useless, random stuff that doesn't even matter. So you can choose when to schedule those delivery to come in, and you get what's important. So all your calls, direct messages, and time-sensitive notifications will be delivered immediately, so you don't have to worry about missing anything that's actually important. But yeah, I really like the way the new notifications look. I'll show them to you one more time. Yeah, they look pretty cool there. I really like how they look when they pop up. They're even smaller than this when they pop up. You might see one pop up throughout this video, so try to pay attention to that. Just kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. So next up here is maps. So there's an all new city experience. So a whole lot of 3D landmarks and modeling. That's obviously not available in every city at the moment, but you have the ability, of course, to have that rich 3D globe. Again, that's a feature not available on the older devices, but that's okay. So really detailed city experience, way better walking directions, nearby transit stops, all sorts of stuff, new driving features to help you easily see, the lanes coming up and where you need to be and all that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, that's pretty much maps. Again, I can't show you that because I don't want you guys seeing where I live. I'm sorry. But yeah, here's a transit feature. So if you're on the train or the bus, actually let you know, hey, your stop's coming up. So Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's talk about Safari. We're actually in Safari right now, and probably the biggest complaint that everybody's complaining about is the bottom bar. So yes, your website bar, I can't think of the name. What is the name of that? The tab bar? I don't know what it is. But yeah, instead of being up here, it's now down here. So you can see apple.com right there. That took me some getting used to, I'll just be honest with you. But the cool thing, and the thing I already really like about it, is it allows you to quickly swipe through your tabs. So you can quickly swipe through your tabs, and one cool feature is if you keep swiping over, it'll actually put a new tab. So I think that is awesome right there. Really, really love that. Also, you can have new tab groups, so you can save and organize your tabs in different ways, and that's obviously going to sync across all your devices. And your start page is now customizable. So just like it's been on Mac for quite some time, you can see your privacy report, your shared with you, bookmarks, all that stuff. Again, I don't really want to show you that stuff, but you can now customize your start page, which is pretty cool. Again, the intelligent tracking prevention is now in your phone, so that's cool. So it prevents the trackers from profiling you using your IP address. Safari is now using the HTTPS instead of just HTTP, so whenever that is possible to be used, it will always use the most secure version of HTTPS, which is one reason why I've always used Firefox, because it's had it way before everybody else has. And then also you can pull to refresh, so I think that's really cool. You just pull down like that and it refreshes the page, so no longer do you have to hit the refresh icon. You literally just pull it down. It's so cool. And then also web extensions on iOS. So that was a pretty big announcement. Basically, you can use web extensions on your phone or your iPad now. So if you're a 1Password person, well, hey, you can use that here on your iPad or your phone now. So yeah, Safari looks quite different. It's going to take some getting used to for a lot of people, I imagine, but I think it's definitely worth the upgrade here. So again, another feature I don't have is the wallet app. So you can now do your ID cards. So literally you can throw your driver's license in there. Oh, there's a notification, by the way. You can see what size it is, kind of nice. But yeah, you can throw your ID, your hotel key, your car key, your house key. I mean, it's pretty wild. So you can literally toss all that stuff in your wallet app now. And you know, one of these days you're not even going to need your wallet. You have it all in there. So that's pretty nice. Another feature I don't have, live text. So live text and photos, basically, and they use the example right here. So if you have a picture or you take your phone out and use the camera, if you see something like this real estate sign, your phone will automatically detect that that's a phone number. So you can literally tap on it and you can call that number, send a message, whatever. You can email same way. So like a business card, for example, it literally detects that and you can send an email. So yeah, live text. And then also visual lookup, which is basically like Google image search, right? Back in the day. So you literally can, you know, see like an object or something and it'll look it up for you and you can learn more about it. So yeah, that's what live text is. I don't want to show you Spotlight because, well, you might see my stuff, but your Spotlight now gives you much more rich results. You can also search for photos, web images, and your app clips and maps and all sorts of stuff. So Spotlight has been greatly improved here. And another cool thing is you can now access Spotlight on your lock screen. So if you literally just pull down on your lock screen, you'll be able to access it in there now. Photos also got a lot of new stuff here. So basically the main thing is the memories. So memories have a ton of new stuff here. Basically you can now incorporate Apple Music songs into your memories. So you can literally just choose any of the tens of millions of songs to enjoy in a specific photo memory. Also, it'll even suggest your songs to put in memories, and then your memories also look completely different. So you can do a whole lot more with those now. In the Apple Health app, you can now share your data with others, so you can literally kind of set up your family and share different data with family members. So maybe if you had, parents and you want to keep an eye on their health or different things day to day, you can now do that as well. You can even share different health alerts with other people as well. And you can even share data with doctors now, so that's pretty cool. Also in the Health app, you now have trends. So you can basically see a trend analysis, which kind of lets you see how somebody's health is changing over time, which allows you to possibly take action if needed. And then there's also a new walking steadiness feature. So basically it's a one-of-a-kind thing here. So it kind of gives you your insight to if you are at risk for falling. So if you have high walking steadiness or low, but basically it kind of uses your balance and all that different stuff, and you'll receive a notification if they think something might be wrong. So several new health improvements there. There's a whole lot of different privacy related things here. So first off, with mail, so you now have the mail privacy protection. So it basically kind of helps prevent your email senders from learning information about you. So it can hide your IP address, so senders can't link it to your other activity, and also if you've opened their mail. So I made a video about this a while ago. On all my devices, I always turned off load remote content, because if you have load remote content on, that could allow them to hide like a tracking pixel in your email, and then they'd be able to track you, and they'd even know when you open the email. So you can see if I go into the mail settings and you scroll down a little bit to the privacy protection, you can see right here, protect mail activity. So mail privacy protection works by hiding your IP address and loading remote content privately in the background, even when you don't open the message. So yeah, this makes it harder for them to do that. So I'm definitely going to turn that on. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave it on because I don't want any remote content to load whatsoever. So you do what you want, but yeah, I highly recommend at least turning on those two things right there. Do what you want though. Another thing here to do with some privacy is the app activity. So if you go to your privacy section, you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can now toggle on record app activity. So save a 7-day summary when apps access things like location or microphone, and also see when apps or websites you visit contact domains. So you can literally see what apps are doing now with all your personal stuff, which is kind of a slap in the face to them, but a win for us, right? Also a few other developer-ish things here. So you can now share your current location. So a developer can implement something, a special button in their app, if you just want to share your location just once. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to keep doing it all the time. You just do it one time with the button in the app. And also secure paste. So basically allow you to paste content from another app without having access to what you copied. So basically more private things there. Siri also got some improvements here. So the main one, of course, is the offline processing. So now you can process different requests offline if you have a latest phone, of course. So stuff like timers, alarms, different things like that, you can now do it if you're offline, which is pretty cool. Also, if you're on device, the audio of your request is now processed entirely on your iPhone. So no longer is it being sent to servers or anything like that. It stays all on your device. So again, another private feature there. And since all that stuff is staying here on your device now, that means it's going to be much faster to process as well. So with your Apple ID, you can choose now to have recovery contacts. So basically one or more people you trust can help you reset your password if you lose access to your account. So basically they can be like a trusted person to help you regain access to your account. And also the digital legacy program. So you can designate one of your contacts as a legacy contact, so they will be able to access your Apple ID in case something happened to you, like death, right? So, kind of a way to give your account on to somebody else or access the information in it if something were to happen. And then we have the Icloud Plus. So Icloud Plus gives you a few extra features if you pay for an iCloud storage plan or a family sharing plan or something like that. So the first one, of course, is the private relay. So basically this is a service that allows you to connect virtually to a network and browse Safari in a more secure way. So basically more encrypted, and also, all that kind of stuff. Also, you can hide my email, so it allows you to create unique random email addresses that get forwarded to your personal email, but you don't have to share your real email address. You also get a custom email domain, so you can personalize your iCloud mail address with a custom domain name, and you can even invite family members to use the same domain. So you know how people put at, whatever. Well, iCloud's going to make that a little bit easier for you to do. And then finally, you can have the HomeKit secure video, so you can connect more security cameras than ever to record stuff and then obviously upload it to the cloud. Accessibility gets a lot of new features here, so we now have the ability to explore images with voiceover. You can have voiceover image descriptions in markup. There's different sound actions for switch control. There's a new background sounds feature, so that's actually right down here. You can see background sounds, so allows you to play background sounds to mask unwanted environmental noise, so can help you calm down or relax and all that kind of stuff. There's per app settings, which are down here at the bottom, so you can kind of choose different things, accessibility features on a per app basis. So maybe you need something like enlarged text in a certain app or inverted colors, things like that. You can now choose settings for different applications. You can import audiograms. The Magnifier app is now a default app on iOS, so you can use your iPhone to magnify, as a magnifying glass to zoom in on stuff. I'll actually show you that right now. So literally, here's the Apple mouse. So yeah, you can zoom way in if you need to be able to see something. And even on the older iPhone 10, it's actually really clear. But you can adjust brightness, contrast, filters, even all sorts of different stuff to allow you to be able to read something if you cannot read it. So yeah, pretty cool. But that's a new default app here on iOS, the Magnifier app. If you're a user of the app library like me, well, you're going to notice that you'll now be able to personalize your home screen by reordering different pages. In the App Store, there are now different in-app events, so you can see different things, like there's some sort of gaming competition or whatever. And then also there's a brand new App Store widget, so you can see the Stories collection and in-app events on your home screen if you desire to put an App Store widget on it. Apple Card has new advanced fraud protection, so you can have a security code that changes regularly to make your online card number transactions even more secure. And also, they've made it easier to quickly view your card number, so now you can open the Apple Card in the wallet and literally tap on the card icon to quickly view your card number. Apple Pay now has a new sheet design, so a redesigned Apple payment sheet lets you add new cards in line with ever leaving the Apple Pay experience. And this also includes stuff like coupon codes and other stuff. So yeah, they've redesigned Apple Pay a little bit there. In the Books app, you now have a new search redesign. So it's kind of like, how they've redesigned search in the other apps. Well, now they finally did it in the Books app. If you have an iPhone 12 model, you have a more improved Panorama Mode. So basically has improved the geometric distortion to give a better capture and all that, kind of smooth things out. You can now zoom in, quick take video. So if you swipe up or down while taking a quick take video, you can now zoom in and out. And then finally, if you have like a new car, I think only a BMW right now supports this, but basically you now have the ultra wideband support for different car keys and the remote keyless entry controls if you have a vehicle that supports that. If you use Apple CarPlay, you can now have your messages announced. Shazam in the control center now allows you to automatically save songs you've recently discovered, so you can see a history of the songs in case you want to remember one of them. The Find My app has gotten several new improvements as well, so you have live locations for your family and friends, so you can literally see where they're at in real time. You can also locate devices even when they're powered off. So you can locate a device up to 24 hours after it's been turned off. So if somebody stole your phone or whatever and they turned it off thinking that they could avoid you finding it, well, that's not really going to work anymore. Also, you can locate after erase. So even if your phone has the erase feature where like failed passcode attempts, or you erase it yourself remotely if you think it's lost, you can still find the device. So literally it ensures that nobody's tricked into purchasing your device. So the hello screen will clearly show that your device is locked and it is still yours. So there's no way for somebody to pass it off as their device. So if you leave a device or an AirTag or some other third-party item, your phone will let you know as soon as it gets separated. So that's very cool. Also, AirPods are now going to use the Find My network, so you can get approximate location of your AirPods Pro or AirPods Max with the Find My app. And finally, there's a new Find My widget that you can add to your home screen. If you have an iPhone 12 or are going to get the new 13 with the 5G, there's improvements to the 5G in connectivity, and also 5G can now be used if it detects your Wi-Fi network is slow. If you do gaming or use Game Center on your phone, you now have different recents and groups notifications, friend requests, there's also widgets and all that good stuff. Home is now able to detect packages on your porch, which is pretty cool. And then the home keys, of course. On your lock screen, if it detects that a HomePod Mini is playing nearby, it'll automatically pop up the controls for you. Music, of course, features Share with You, Share Play, and it's in your photo memories. The Notes app now features tags, so you can literally use hashtags to quickly organize your notes. There's also a new browser for your tags. There's a new activity monitor for shared notes, so you can see what other changes were made while you were not viewing it. You can see mentions, highlights, all sorts of cool stuff there in Notes. One of the coolest things here, I think, though, is the passwords. So if you use the password manager, which is the keychain on your phone, there's now a built-in authenticator. So two-step verification generates the two-step codes. So basically, if a site offers it, you can set up the verification codes under passwords and settings. So no longer will you have to download something like Google Authenticator or Authy, something like that. You can simply do it all in here, which is great if you're all Apple, like I am. And I think that's fantastic. So that's pretty big. And I think this will really help a lot of people start using 2FA, which is extremely important to use nowadays. Another thing here is the setup experience. So now they're going to give you temporary iCloud storage to transfer your data. So most of the time 5 gigs isn't enough anymore. I can't believe that's still a thing, Apple. But yeah, so now you can back up your whole device to iCloud for free temporarily for 3 weeks. And it'll allow you to set up your device and all that. And also a few other things with setup. If you're coming from an Android, you can now move more stuff. So like photo albums, files, accessibility settings to make your iPhone more like your Android was. You can take a look at the weather app here, which has been completely redesigned. Again, I don't have my fancy animated backgrounds because this is an old phone apparently. But yeah, so they've kind of added, basically they've implemented a lot of the dark sky stuff, which is not a bad thing. That was a great app. So they've implemented a lot of that. So you can see you now have things like, expect rainy conditions tomorrow. You see your hourly forecast right here. You can see your 10-day, which shows your temperatures, your weather conditions, all that kind of stuff. Right here it shows the high and the low temps for the day. And you can see your air quality. You scroll down, you can see many more good information here. So UV index, sunrise, sunsets, wind speed, rain, humidity, visibility, pressure. So a lot of good stuff here. And then also you can see temperature and radar now in the weather app. And probably one of the best things ever, you can now turn on notifications. So this is going to give you like severe weather alerts and things like that. So finally, Apple, thank you for doing that. And then one last thing here I'll just kind of talk about. I noticed like immediately there's a new system font. So it definitely looks a little different. Some of the widgets look slightly different. but it's not a bad thing. You know, it's a nice new font here. I noticed things on the iPad were a lot smaller looking, which was interesting. But yeah, anyways, guys, this is, what is this? 52 minutes of footage. Man, yeah, so a ton of stuff here in iOS 15. I am going to make an iPad OS video, but I'm not going to go over everything again. I'm just going to go over like iPad specific features. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today. Stay tuned for the channel. I got iPad OS, watchOS, and tvOS coming up real soon. So yeah, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss those videos when they come out. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your new favorite feature is in iOS 15, and I will catch you on the next video.